what's up? It's your boy Cross out here with Vice City Mafia. I got my main man on the trigger, Major Minor in the building.
VCM. I threw up the West Side for whatever reason.
I threw up the West Side for whatever reason.
Hey.
What's up with the topic today, bro?
Win through actions, never through argument.
That's a good one.
Let's unpack it.
That's a good one. What do you think? I think it's an important, a lot of people, I like to live by this story where I don't argue with people below me. I don't argue with the donkey.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you're both looking ass.
Yeah. If you do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't argue with the donkeys. And I usually just let people be whoever they want to be or say whatever they want to say. And I kind of just do my own thing. So like in persistence to the strip club game that I'm in, like there's this couple, right? One of the managers has a girlfriend, and I was telling the manager what we got to do. I just switched strip clubs again.
Right.
And his girl was like, no, we got to do this, that, and this. And I go, you're right.
Right.
And I still did whatever I said I was going to do anyways, dude. Instead of arguing why I should do it.
Same thing in a relationship, right? It's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission.
Yeah.
Right? So if you just go and do what you believe to be right, people are slaves to results, right? So you can spend all day trying to convince a motherfucker, but if you just show them that it works, it is the best thing. So like, you can take that even to the next level, right? To where like, you don't want to go around telling people all day about what you can do or what you're going to do. The best evidence is doing it. Actual evidence.
That's facts, and it's really the only way to maneuver around things. Like if you're sitting there arguing with someone on something you're trying to get done, let's say you're trying to start a business, to argue with someone whether your business idea is good or bad,
you're truly wasting time.
Yeah, it's truly pointless. And or arguing with your girl just about like what. Let's say you guys need to go on a diet, and you're arguing with your girl about the diet, bro. She don't want to do the diet. Let her be, bro. You do the diet, and your actions alone are gonna show. Like you're gonna start getting fit, you're gonna get slim, and then your girl will follow.
Same thing with the personal training thing, man. It's like the easiest way to get new clients is to actually be in shape. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to convince somebody that they need it, it's just like, look, nigga, I am my own walking billboard, right? It's like you don't need nothing else, right? Because there's this Pilates instructor, right? And she was just like, oh, I don't like advertising myself. Like I feel like it makes people jealous. I was like, first, that is so much ego because it doesn't. And there are people with way crazier bodies.
So conceited.
You know what I mean? But then the other thing is like, to advertise is simply to make known, right? And I think that was literally just somebody that is insecure about themselves and don't want to put themselves out there, right? Because I was like, would you take advice from a broke person about money?
Never.
You know what I mean? And she just like sat there and was like flabbergasted, right? But I was like, yes, people want to have fitness advice from somebody that's in shape. It doesn't matter if the information is the exact same, right?
Like I'm not gonna listen to a fat fuck tell me how to diet. You know what I'm saying? No offense to their body.
But it's just like, hey man, different people have different knowledge on shit, right? So you want to know that it works, right? And the easiest way to see that it works is evidence, not argument, right? So that's why like actions must always lead, bro. You know what I mean? And it's tough though, because we live in such a argumentative space, right? Where people talk all crazy shit on all the social media platforms, right?
That's fact.
But it's like, and then the crazy part is people can seem like they have the answer, right? But it's only through like getting close enough with somebody to see exactly how they operate to know whether they are telling the truth or lying. Because words, bro, are not the best form of communication.
There's a story I posted on our YouTube. It's a story between a donkey, a tiger, and a lion. And one day the tiger goes up to the donkey, goes, what are you doing? And the donkey's like, oh, I'm just looking at the grass and notice the grass is blue. And then the tiger goes, no, the grass is green. They go back and forth, they're arguing back and forth. The tiger's like, no, the grass is green. The donkey's like, no, it's blue, I can see it. And then the donkey's like, how about we take this up with the lion, and whoever loses gets the punishment. And then the donkey and the tiger go over to the lion, Before they even arrive to the line, the donkey shouts out, "Isn't it true that the grass is blue?" And the lion goes, "Yes, it's true." And then the tiger goes, "But no, because the grass is green." The tiger goes, "The grass is blue. You're banished from the field for a month." Right? After a month, the tiger comes back and goes to the lion, "Why would you punish me if the grass is green?" And the lion goes, "I didn't punish you because the grass is green or blue. I punished you for wasting your time and efforts arguing with a donkey when you could have been doing something more productive with your time."
Fire.
You know,
That's fire. That's right in line with what we're talking about,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And so in this story, the tiger, or who was the punisher?
The lion.
The lion. The lion is really God in this.
Yeah,
essence,
in the
right?
story, yeah. The
Because
lion is God.
because it's like God punishes you for wasted time, bro. Because a lot of people think that they're working really hard, right? Because everybody has the desire to be successful, but it's so few that actually want to do the work it takes to actually be successful, right? And
definitely.
and it's because it is not in the arguing, it is not in the thinking, it is not in the idea of, it is not convincing your loved ones that it's the right idea, it's not sitting up trying to draw an outline about it, it is doing this shit, bro. So it's like fail quickly, act in the long term, right?
Yeah, you know, and I think that's the hardest part about chasing success, you know, is that fear of failing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's something I can't get over also, you know, like I always, I'm pretty sure I would be more successful if I were to quit my 9-to-5 job and give this pod and give my business idea my all.
But don't get me wrong, bro, most people that are successful are of that mindset, meaning that they are risk adverse, right? So a lot of times people are like, no, just burn the fucking ships. You just got to take the leap. But the thing is, you need to take the leap from a calculated perspective, right? So it's just like, bro, if you are born a midget, right? Do not set your hopes on the NBA. It's okay, right? Maybe you can be a manager. Maybe you can find your lane in that, right? But the thing is, you can't make it based on just whatever comes to mind,
Yeah,
right?
you can't just identify as a tall, skinny black
No,
man.
you can't. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you're a short Jewish midget, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And no offense to the short Jewish midgets, but like because it's funny, bro. Because people are like, are you saying, like, I got into this conversation about men and women athletics, right? And the girl was like, are you saying men and women aren't equal? And I was like, yes, but I'm saying men and men aren't equal, bro. You know what I mean? Like there's LeBron James, right? And then there is, take your pick, right?
Yeah, regular
like
Joes.
people aren't equal, bro. Like we should all be afforded the same rights, right? But we would be lying if we were saying that everybody's equal. But what you can match always is effort. But make sure that your effort is in the direction that actually is going to lead you to success. And that's where people fuck up.
Yeah.
Because that's why I say a lot of people think that they are working hard, but really they are just being busy, right?
Yeah, bro, that exactly the point. And a lot of people, so going off what you said, a lot of people like think working hard is going towards their, or what'd you say again? Just so I could refresh my brain.
What? I was saying it's the heat, nigga. All right.
Yeah, it's the heat.
A lot of people think that they are working hard, but really they are just being busy, right?
Okay, there you go. So when you're arguing with someone, you're just being busy.
100p.
You know, versus when you're doing action, you're actually working hard.
And that's
So,
and that,
that alone.
that there is the trap of social media, right? That there is the trap of entitlement, right? Because people are like, no, I'm spending 12 hours towards my goal every day. But it's like, are you?
Are you spending 12
are
hours
you watching,
towards your goal, or are you spending 12 hours doing the same shit you started off doing?
and just thinking about your goal? Are you really, because you have to measure success somehow, right? And that's why the best way to measure your success is, am I actually moving the needle forward? Because if you are continuously doing the action and not seeing more results, then you're doing the wrong shit. You know what I mean? So find out what actually moves the needle forward and do more of that, bro. Because like, this is the thing. We all have the desire to be lazy, to conserve energy. But you combat that with when you do have that effort and you do have that motivation, make sure you're doing the right shit. That's how you don't get burned out.
Yeah.
If we weren't moving the needle with subscribers, we would have to change what we're doing, but we are. So we're continuing what we're doing, right? And we see what helps us move the needle more and do more of that. When we had better shots, when we had more cameras, the pod was better, right?
Oh yeah, you could, any of you could go back into our first pod and you could really see how it's changed drastically.
As
like
it
from
should.
the first pod to this pod, it's become 20 times better. The camera's bag has gotten way more filled. We were just talking about that. Like, you know, more, like adding more steps, and now we're about
the edits are going crazier thanks to Rudy, thanks to Cross-Eye.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Facts, you know, and AI.
And shout out AI, who's a great employee.
Yeah, big facts. You know, very low paid wages. But yeah, like arguing on a point that I try not to waste my time arguing with donkeys. You know what I'm saying? I usually just let people think whatever they want to think, and then I go ahead and do whatever I said I was going to do.
But that's the thing. The other thing that happens with argument, right, is that you open yourself up to ideas that aren't going to serve you, right? So what I mean by that is that even if somebody brings up a good point, if it's not going to help you get to your goal, what the fuck is the point of listening to it?
Yeah.
So it's like there's something called optimistic delusion, right? Which is just like everybody great has, because the idea of a delusion is that you see things so vastly different than other people that they think that it is all fantasy, right? But the thing is, you have to be in a slight delusion in order to get what nobody else has achieved, right? Or what very few people achieve, right? And so, like, you know, if you heard Elon Musk at 12 be like, yo, I'm gonna send rockets off to sky.
To the fucking Mars, and I'm gonna dig a hole in the earth and see what's in the middle.
These gas things, I'm gonna make cars, right, that don't need the gas, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be batteries. People would be like, what the fuck are you talking about, right?
Elon Musk is a walking cartoon, dude.
Bro, he's like the idea of what you want a billionaire to be. You know what I mean? Like just fucking super quirky. He has the humor of like a 12-year-old boy.
I won't
He's
forget
like, I smoked weed once.
I won't forget when he grabbed, they built flamethrowers. And then he tells everybody, he goes, don't buy it. And it sold out like the next day. He's like, I was really just building it. I didn't want to sell it, but everyone bought him out.
Of course, bro. But also, I think there's something that can be gleaned from his idea too, is that he said, they asked him like, so how do you go about raising money? And he was like, look, my goal is never to be money centered. It is always to solve problems. And I believe that when you solve problems, money comes, right? Because those who want the problem solved will fund it, right? So the crazy thing is, do you know who Martin Shkreli is?
No.
Okay.
Not familiar with him.
He was this pharmaceutical rep. He was like this bad guy in the news, right? Because he took an AIDS drug, for instance. Or was it AIDS? It was, okay. The first thing he did was he took some drug that is the cure, right, for this disease that affects roughly like 2,000 people, right? Roughly 20,000 people, right? And he took the drug that was previously selling for $1 a pill and made it $700 a pill, right? Ended up being $80,000 over the course of a year, right? For what you needed, right? What the news didn't put out, right, was that the company that was selling it for $1 prior ended up going out of business, right? Ended up stopped making the drug because it wasn't priced correctly. And he first got contracts with the insurance to make sure that they would cover it, number one, so people weren't coming out of pocket. And number two, for anybody that didn't have the insurance and couldn't afford it, he gave it to them for free, right? And he was saying, all I was doing was solving the problem, because the thing is, no factory can continue to make it at those profit margins. You know what I mean? I had to increase the price. And by the way, other drugs that solve that end life-changing or life-ending diseases are priced at that same shit, right? Because there has to be a fair exchange for the solution being provided, right? So a lot of times people trip out on pricing for things, right? But it's like, people buy whatever they see value in, right? And so it's like if you like a lot of people, for instance, have issues with high ticket fitness, right? But it's like if you're getting somebody that is dedicated to you, that has the right plan and the right program and knows how to get you from A to Z, what are you going to pay for that? What is your health?
The price is worth it.
Right?
You know what I mean?
But a lot of times people sell with their own pockets, right? But they forget the years of knowledge that they've accumulated in order to be able to give that solution, right? So the idea is like this: a surgeon, right? Let's say that there's this fire-ass surgeon that's been working for 50 years, right? Bomb surgeon, and he can give you a life-changing surgery in 1 hour, right? Then there's this brand new surgeon, right? It's gonna take him 10 hours to do the surgery, and maybe or maybe not the surgery goes well, right? Just because it takes him 10 hours to do it doesn't make it better. In fact, he's worse, right? So it's like, it's not the time that you put in, it is how concentrated is that time towards getting the solution.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why your actions must win. If you are a motherfucker that is spending time trying to tell people how great you are, chances are, nigga, you are not that great. You know what I mean? Like, if your actions show it, motherfuckers take note. You know what I mean? It's same thing with fame, bro. Same thing with fame. You know what I mean? If you have to say like, hey, do you know who I am? Motherfuckers don't know you.
Yeah.
A nigga that's known, you know what I'm saying? Hey, do you know who I am? You know what I mean? It's like the more you have to say it, the less of it you probably have,
Yeah,
right?
the more you have to ask, the less likely it is.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%.
Fuck, I was gonna go on to, oh yeah, like the Hawk Tua girl. You know, a lot of people are mad at her.
Shout out Hawk Tua.
Yeah, I ain't mad at her, dude. Like, you know, she got 1 minute of fame and yo,
Bubbled.
You know, it bubbled and 1 minute of fame, and she turned that shit into a whole business. Got a management
about 5
team,
businesses
yeah,
already. You know what I
management
mean?
team, merch, like
And that's another
copyrighted Hawk Tua. That's crazy.
That's another great example of striking while the iron is hot, right? Because and there we go. A lot of motherfuckers sat back and argued whether or not this attention is deserved. And what did she do? Just acted.
Just acted.
And had her actions show, right? So it's like, man, maybe this doesn't last.
She could have went the easy route and opened up an OnlyFans and fucking.
But she doesn't even have to do that.
Yeah,
she doesn't even have to do that. And maybe down the road she does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe she links up with Adam 22. You know what I mean? On Plug Talk, right? And so that's that real You know what I mean? But we'll see. But the important thing is, right, that she saw, Bad Baby, for instance.
Bad Baby was another one.
She just showed that she made $37 million off of her OnlyFans, bro. $37 million.
And she stayed, and I saw people messaging, oh, she's only famous because she does OnlyFans or that. And I was like, bro, really? Like, this girl got famous off of 1 minute fame off of a Dr. Phil show, linked up with rappers, then started making rap music herself, got ghostwriters, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Lil Yachty. Then she fucking made merch, and now she does OnlyFans. I turned 18, said, all right, let me do an OnlyFans. That's,
boom.
Yo, regardless of whether you could...
Yeah. Before she's 21.
Before she's 21. And you could hate what they're doing, but you can't take from the grind.
You could hate Big Meech. Hustle.
You could hate Big Meech. All right, yeah, he sold drugs to a bunch of people, probably killed a bunch of people, but...
Can you knock the hustle?
Homie's successful.
He was taking action.
Know what I'm saying?
That boy was about that action.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Mafia. All right, you can hate them, you can hate what they do,
right.
But the question isn't like, is what they do like bad or good? Was it successful? It was successful.
And speaking from a gangster mentality, right? It would be the phrase "true killers move in silence," right? And so, like, obviously that's to get a murder done, right?
Yeah,
but if you can take that into the business world, right? It's like real killers of the game, right? Move in silence, right? They're just doing the action that it takes to get done, and they don't do it for the celebration.
Yeah.
I was just talking to my boy the other day, in fact, right? It was his birthday, right? And he got a yacht, boom, like had hella niggas just bandwagoned on top of hella niggas just bandwagoned on top of the yacht experience, right? It's like, oh, boom, I'll put in. And I was like, damn, nigga, does it bug you that niggas aren't even there to celebrate you? And he's like, to be honest with you, gang, I ain't the type of nigga that really needs to be celebrated in the first place. You know what I mean? It's like, I just like doing this shit. And so whoever's there for me is there for me, and whoever ain't, ain't. And I'm cool with that. I was like, that's why you successful, nigga. You know what I mean? 100p, right?
Yeah.
Because if you are chasing the praise, right? You're always gonna come up short.
Yeah, like no one knew Elon Musk prior to his first million. You know what I'm saying? Or prior to his first billion. I mean,
because
you know what I mean?
it's this, bro.
He became loud once he started sending rockets up in the sky.
Yeah,
then everyone's like, "Yo, Elon Musk is fucking over there, rockets."
But it's like this, bro. It's a byproduct, right? It can't be the only thing you're chasing, because this is the thing. Regardless of your success, there's gonna be motherfuckers that hate you.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And have some negative shit to say.
Yeah,
so if you're trying to get everybody to like you, you're gonna fail.
If everyone loves you, it's because you're trash and you're a loser.
If everyone loves you, it means you ain't never speaking your mind. For real, right?
That's true.
You know what I mean? Because a motherfucker that is loved by everyone has said no truth.
Yeah, look at Trump.
What?
Think like you know, I'm cool with Trump, but like half of America probably hates him. I'm pretty sure now after Biden, it's probably like 20%. They just tried to assassinate him. They tried to JFK him, bro.
They just tried to shoot the nigga, bro.
Dude, that was wild.
That's crazy.
I didn't know that until you went on the phone when you were looking for the topics, and I was like, yo, that is wild,
right before, dude. Bro. It's crazy.
That is the craziest shit. Like, why do you think do people just want to kill him because they hate him, or is there something he's doing that the elites aren't liking? It's such a conspiracy, dude.
Who really, like, it with Trump specifically, it can be coming from so many directions, right? Yeah, there's so many motives, right? Somebody could be doing it because they're unstable. It could be from the Democratic Party because they know fucking Biden's in the toilet, right? It could be from the Republican Party because Trump don't play along with the rules. It could be from the government because Trump don't play along with the rules. It could be from businesses. It could be from overseas. It could be really anybody, bro.
Yeah, dude. He made a lot of enemies when he became president.
He had a lot of enemies before, I'm sure, though. But the thing is, the route to success, opposition is a prerequisite for success.
You're only a terrorist and you're only an enemy if you fail. George Washington. George Washington was a fucking terrorist, dude. And under British rule, bro, just mollywopping niggas at random, killing a bunch of Indians. Terrorists, dude, just stealing land, just being like, yo, we're gonna go over there, we're gonna wipe them all out, we're gonna rape their women, and there's our land now.
Yeah.
Bro, like, that's terrorist. But he's celebrated now for one of the founding fathers of this great nation, right? Only because he won.
History is written by the winners exclusively, right? Yeah. So it's just like same thing with the Rockefellers, right? You know what I mean? From criminals to one of the richest families to ever exist, right? So it's just like, and that's once again where action is number one, right? Because you have to take the actions to win in order to write the history. Because then it ain't no argument, nigga. You're writing it anyways, right? So it's crazy, right? Because it's just like this. The thing with the fans and people liking you is people don't start cheering for you until you no longer need them to cheer for you, right? So like your family doesn't get behind your endeavors or pursuits until you already don't need them behind you, until you already won. And what you're doing, they're like, I knew you were gonna do it.
For sure. And society kind of brainwashed
like your pops on the cruise, right?
Yeah.
Nigga, don't do it. And then you hit it like, nigga, you in.
Oh, man, bro, I'm a big
But shout out your pops. Your pops a real nigga.
Yeah. But like what was I gonna say? All right, so like I think society just wants you to argue versus taking action, because you could look at, I have a theory between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Of course, the country favored Martin Luther King, nonviolent, marching the street, holding the sign. Shout out Martin Luther King, but holding the sign, and racism, right? But Malcolm X created militias, pulled up to places that were racist, said, okay, came back, 20 niggas in suits with guns outside the building, and then he goes, do you want to retract your statement?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That right there was action. You know what I'm saying? Leading to Martin Luther King becoming who he is.
Well,
but I don't think without Malcolm X, Martin Luther King.
I think you need both. I think you need both, right?
Yeah, it was a good balance, but
you need somebody that is
more tyrannical,
not threatening, right? That is talking the language that look,
for the masses.
If you give us the equal shit, we're not gonna fuck you up, right?
Yeah.
But then you need somebody that's like, but also if you pass over this piece, we got a militia ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you need both, bro. It's the same way. That's why cops use good cop, bad cop, right? You know what I mean? Like you need both energies, right?
Yeah.
You can't just be all one thing unless you are a tyrant. Then you can just be whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un.
You're not gonna live long though. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
except King Jong-un,
unless
Castro. I guess.
Like if you really about stomping the opposition at all costs and you have no heart in that, really all action, no argument. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the story you're telling me about the interview you're watching on the Vlad interview.
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy, he was like, I'm gonna get 25.
That nigga's
That was crazy.
about action regardless of consequence.
Yeah, dude.
And there's, because like, bro, a lot of people try to say that they're not slaves to comfortability, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes down to morals, a lot of people will take whatever is the easiest route and then rationalize it after, right? They'll try to argue it after,
Yeah.
right? Instead of being like, nah. And that's why there is power in moving in silence, right? Because if you don't have to rationalize why you are doing what you're doing and you are just taking the action that it takes to win, then you don't have to waste the energy trying to convince a motherfucker that what you're doing is right. You know what I mean? If you really know. But that's where your own moral landscape has to be in check, bro. You have to know what you're willing to do to get to what you want. You know what I mean? And don't let a motherfucker take you off that road.
That's facts. So, don't argue. Action. Actions speak louder than words.
Facts.
And with that, we out.
Let's
Hit
get
the
it.
middle.
D-C-M.